Hey guys and girls, in this week's video we're checking out this cab which we've named the Baritone cab. Hey everyone, we're just making a quick video with this. We've had a really cool order come in from a customer. It's something that we don't get asked to do that much, but something we love doing, and it is, well, one, using bass speakers for a guitar player, which is really cool, and two, baritone cabs. So what did the customer ask for in this cab? Okay, what the customer wanted to do is, he plays in a really cool band where there's a lot of crossover between guitars and bass. So normally a big part of what we do is trying to separate the kind of frequency bands, or, you know, the place where a bassist sits and the place where a guitarist sits. Yeah. And you don't really want much crossover between the two because it just muddies up. Right. Everyone starts turning their amps up, everyone goes deaf, and it just sounds rubbish. But in this, it's kind of a special case where the guitarist has to cross over into where the bass would often sit. So is the customer's in a two-piece band, is he? That's right. Yeah. Right. Okay. So the guitar is having to fill in a fair bit of what the bass is doing. Right. And yeah, so it means we have an option for different speakers. We can use, I mean, the two key features that you do here, other than having a larger cab, would be a thicker wood. So it's a wood that you'd find on more the bass heavy kind of amps. So the construction of this cab is similar to our bass cabs, really, isn't it? It's kind of, well, this is kind of like a cross between a kind of a bass cab and a Super Fatboy. Yeah. So it is, I mean, technically, if you looked at the spec sheets, it's more like a Super Fatboy. It's the same dimensions, same depth, but it's an 18mm birch ply rather than a 15. So it's just going to fill up the lows more. The baffle construction's all the same, so it's still got a lot of life in there. It's not just a case of plugging a guitar into a bass cab, because it's not really going to work. They are designed to push the lows, and it's not really what you want with a guitar. So what this is more of, kind of really a really bassy guitar cab. So you're still going to be able to sound cool with it when you're playing more traditional guitar stuff, but you just can, you know, put one foot in where a bass is going. When we were talking through the spec with the customer, what tends to happen is the customer has an idea of what they want to go for. We have our kind of instincts as cab builders and as working on loads of this stuff before, and sometimes what happens is you're just playing off each other, right, and you're essentially just saying what the other guys think or other girls think. So, and that is exactly what happened here. We were just back and forth, and we both had this cab in mind, so it's usually a good sign. Something I love doing is using the BN12-300S. It's a bass speaker, it's a neodymium speaker, so it's super light, it's 300 watts, and it sounds killer with guitar. Quilter use it a lot. It's kind of high-end solid state stuff. You've got to get it in the right cab, but it can sound absolutely spot on, and it copes. I mean, it's often used for the high power, but it sounds really cool. I mean, that's a video we're going to do. We've just been talking about it. Bass speakers for guitar is something I used to do a lot before I started this, and it can give you some really cool results. When I spoke to the customer, it was me that was talking through the customer. Joe's been doing a lot of work on the cab, but it's essentially just working from a spec sheet. When I was finishing this off, when I was finishing the cab off, I was thinking, this is right down Joe's street for his playing. He goes a lot heavier, and he knows a lot more about this kind of stuff than me for the playing. When I plugged this cab in earlier on, I didn't really know about all this conversation you'd have with the customer, and I didn't know what the cab was about, so I plugged it in, and straight away it was like, right, this needs a fuzz on, low tuning, and it's like, massive sound. So yeah, I was in the other end of the workshop, and I just shouted over, keep the fuzz on. This needs the fuzz. The fuzz is something that other than trying to find a speaker that works great for fuzz, a fuzz is just not an effect that I would ever really tell someone to use when testing out gear. But this, I loved it. It just sounded so fun. Right, this cab is not for everyone. It is, it's really, most people stay away from it. We're just doing this for fun.
If you like Fender combos, this is not your thing.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of a Fender combo. But it's just to illustrate that there's a cab out there for everyone. Right. Everyone plays in different ways. It's all cool. Yeah. If you're having fun playing your music in a certain way, that's what it's all about.
Okay, so we're going to hear some clips now of me playing this cab earlier on I'm using my 1980 Ibanez Artist tuned down to C sharp with a ton of fuzz on it, which I thought this cab just really needed. But before we listen to that, it would mean a great deal to us if you hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon for notifications. We're just making the videos that we want to see at the moment, but we'd love to hear back from you, hear what you want to see. So leave us a comment and we'd love for you to get involved.